Hello everyone again. So let me introduce myself. My name is Adina Rashidova. I'm an alumna coordinator at C5+1 Youth Council. So I started my membership 1 year ago and then I became an alumna and then started to work as an alumna coordinator here. So before we will start our session, I'd like to introduce with the topics. So we have the two speakers, our alumna, Tahmina, Ustoeva, and Elianur Gulamidinova. They will present about the advantages of volunteering and also about some skills and tips for writing motivational letter. So let me share some brief information about C5+1 Youth Council. So in 2016, with the US Embassy in the Kyrgyz Republic collaboration, the American University of Central Asia has created a dynamic C5+1 Youth Council that brings together youth from Central Asia and Afghanistan with diverse backgrounds, leadership skills, and mindset for positive change. So since January 2021, C5+1 Youth Council has been administered by the American Councils for International Education, Kyrgyzstan. So the goal of C5+1 Youth Council is to increase connectivity and foster leadership skills for young student leaders through engagement on issues relevant to Central Asia and Afghanistan. So now I would like to ask Tahmina and Elianur introduce yourselves. Tahmina, the floor is yours.
Hey there. I hope everyone is doing well who is watching us now and you are enjoying your summer holidays. I am Tahmina Ustoeva from Tajikistan and currently student of American University of Central Asia, majoring in international and comparative politics. And also last semester I became alumni of art globalization and international affairs, where I spent my semester in New York and was involved in both academic activities and internship. Also, besides my academic activities, I do a lot of social projects, social work, and I'm involved in many youth organizations. And I've been member of Youth Council C5+1 during 2019 and 2021. And I've been moderating webinars, quiz nights, and participating in leadership academies and in debate tournaments, etc. So I believe it's a great platform for gathering youth from all Central Asia and Afghanistan and make positive change for there. Besides, I'm writing tutor in writing and academic resources in AUCA in our home university. And today I will talk about skills and tips for writing motivational letters. Thank you.
Thank you, Tahmina. So Elianur, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you so much. So hello everyone, my name is Elianur Gulamidinova. I'm a graduate of the Department of English Language and Literature from Kyrgyz-Turkish Manas University in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan. During my study time at university, I have been a member of C5+1 Youth Council, and also for the last 7 years, I have been volunteering in different projects and social programs. Also, I'm a graduate and finalist of the Global UGRA 2019 program, and I'm a recipient of the presidential stipend. So today I will talk about volunteering, and thank you so much for joining this this live. Thank you.
Thank you, Elianur. I guess we can proceed with our first speaker, Tahmina. Let me show your presentation. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, thank you. Today I will talk about how to write motivational letter, why it's important, and we will talk about the structure, the characteristics, and can you please show the first slide? Perfect. So what is motivational letter? Today, now with internship or even social project, they
Tahmina, I guess you have some
ask
troubles
you,
with your
they require.
internet. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
No. Now, yes. Okay,
All
proceed.
right. Should I start from the beginning, where I was
Yeah,
freezing?
it would be perfect if you will start again.
All right. Sorry, I think it's my internet connections. Yes, as I repeated, when you are applying to job, to university, it doesn't it, require should be like master program or bachelor's degree. It should be college or training, internship. Organizations will ask you to provide motivation letter. So this is the letter that explains why you are perfect candidate for the position. And it also details your interests and achievements that you included in your CV.
Tahmina, are you here with us?
I was here and I was
Now we can hear, yes. You're sometimes disappearing. Okay, while Tahmina is connecting, maybe. Yeah, let's wait. Are you here with us?
I am.
Yeah.
I hear everything, but I
Okay.
don't know the reason why I'm lost.
I guess there is some technical problem with your internet. Yeah, okay, you can continue.
Um, can we please move to next slide? So why it's important? Motivation letter is important because it plays a crucial role in deciding whether you will be accepted or not. So it means motivation letter shouldn't be less like shouldn't be less in priority, right? It's one of the main part of your application that you submit for reviewing because selection committee accepts hundreds of letters, hundreds of applications. So you should have something that makes your motivation letter stand out. As well as that, the things that you mentioned in resume, in bullet points, in short descriptions, you will have chance to explain them in detail. So it means it enhances your written resume. Um, Besides that, motivation letter convinces an employer or admission committee that you are appropriate candidate to the position, and so it shows that whether you will be accepted or not. Can we move to another slide? Yes, thank you. So the structure of the motivation letter is very important. So it should be very clear and straightforward. Can we go to previous slide about the structures? Yes, perfect. So first of all, you should have presentation, and it means you should say who you are and what you are doing. So it should be very informative, short, and descriptive. For example, I'm Tahmina Ustoeva, and I'm a student of this, majoring in this, and very important information about you. So then you will continue with introduction. You will state the purpose of this motivation letter and the reasons you are applying for and the objectives that you want to write in motivation letter. And moreover, the main part of your letter is content. So it explains important or unusual facts about background and work experience. So I highly recommend you, before writing motivation letter, you should research about organization or about program or about university or admission well, and spend a little bit time for that. So make connections with your work experience, with your own interests, with your own passions and ambitions, with their requirements. So it will be very effective and strong. It makes your letter very strong. And signing off. So signing off means just concluding your motivation letter. In that part, you briefly summarize your main points. So you can say, I believe that I would be a good fit for this program because of this, this, and this. Or you can say, I'd love to be part of this program as it would allow me to be a better leader of my society, or it would enhance my professional or personal skills, something like that. Next slide, please. Yes, characteristics of motivation letter. So it should be concise and direct. So please try to avoid wordiness. It should be very short, not like short, but very concise. Don't use similar, like same words again and again, repetitive words. It would be better to use synonyms and write in different tones and in different structure. So your motivation letter should be perfect. By perfect, I mean it should be without any error. You should proofread it again and again, and you should clearly make sure that it doesn't have any spelling or grammar mistakes. Yes, as I said, avoid long sentences and repetitions. So long sentences will make your letter very boring. So try to be concise and keep the tone that keeps the reader interested and willing to read your motivation letter. Don't repeat what's in your CV. So you wrote already in your CV that you have these skills, but here concentrate more on explanation and how this skill is connected with with the objectives of the program, with the requirements of the program. Use persuasive language. By persuasive language, I mean you should sound very confident. As I said, selection committee will be reviewing many applicants, many letters. So persuasive language will help you your motivation letter to stand out again, and avoid writing negatively. So when you are persuasive, of course, you should avoid negative expressions. So you shouldn't complain. You shouldn't write in negative tone. When it keeps like good tone, positive tone, and persuasive language, it's more probable that your motivation letter will be accepted. I think this was like the main points. As we have limited time, I made it very short. If you have any questions, we can discuss in Q&A session. I think you're muted.
Thank you, Tahmina. That was really informative presentation. Yes, the audience can ask questions and we will answer at the end of the session. So now the turn is yours, Elianur.
Okay, thank you so much, Tahmina, for your informative presentation, and Adina. So my topic is volunteering as a part of social activism, or the advantages of volunteering. As I said before, I have been volunteering for the last 7 years, since high school time, in different organizations and different projects, and I thought that I have what to tell you about, and that's why I came up with this topic. Could you move to the next slide? Yes, thank you so much. So At first, let's clarify what is volunteering. Volunteering is a voluntary act of an individual or a group freely giving time and labor for community service. So volunteering has a lot of advantages, a lot of privileges, and now I will tell about it. Could you move to the next slide? No matter you are the type of person who spends a lot of time for social interaction or you prefer as little as possible, volunteering has social, career, and personal benefits. Here are the top 10. Next slide. The first one, volunteering provides you with a sense of purpose. Usually in our daily life, sometimes we feel lack of sense of purpose. We don't know what to do. We don't know why we should do it. But when we go to volunteering, we get from volunteering positions, we get the purpose of the sense of purpose, because we start doing the things that we have never done, and we start understanding the goals from what we should do. Next slide. Volunteering provides a sense of community. Volunteering can help you feel connected to those whom you are helping in the community. The experience may make you want to get involved with other aspects of your community, such as local politics or advocating for programs you believe are important. Usually, when we go to volunteering, we get to know a lot of people. And when we volunteer, we start feeling that we are a part of this society, a part of this community. And it brings a lot of good hormones, happiness. Next slide. Volunteering helps you or helps a volunteer to meet new friends. It is not something unusual and something new, because I think a lot of volunteers know that when we volunteer in projects, we volunteer not just by ourselves or not alone. We volunteer with a lot of different people. Among those people, they can be those people whom we don't know, whom we know. And anyway, volunteering opportunities help us to meet new friends, to build new relationships. And this is one of the privileges of volunteering. Next slide. Volunteering increases our social skills. When we meet with new people or with our own friends, just when we volunteer, we can get to know a lot of new sides of those people. At the same time, when we talk to people, we understand that we should we cannot just talk to people in the way we get used to talk. We learn how to avoid conflicts while communicating with those people. We learn how to manage some problems, or we learn how to solve those problems together with those people. And in this way, we get an opportunity to develop and increase our social skills. Next slide. Okay, volunteering improves our self-esteem. When we volunteer, we do some kind of valuable job. And also we talk with a lot of people whom we have never talked before, for example. And after doing that kind of job, we see the result of our job. And looking at the result, we feel happy and we improve our self-esteem. We become more confident. And this is one of the privileges of doing volunteering job. Next slide. Volunteering teaches us valuable skills. Actually, in the previous slides, we already saw that, for example, volunteering develops our communication skills, conflict solving skills, for example. Also, volunteering can help us to develop other various skills like management, like time management, planning, or even public speaking, marketing, a lot of hard and soft skills at the same time. Next slide. Okay, volunteering provides job prospects. In my own experience, I have met a lot of people who told me that they found their job thanks to some kind of volunteering opportunities, like at university or in some kind of organizations. At first, they did volunteering job, and then it helped them to find their like current job. It means that volunteering can stay not only just volunteering, but it can also continue, grow, and it can lead you to your job prospects. At the same time, while people volunteer, they can meet a lot of people from their own career field, their own field, who also can become a mentor or at least at least a friend or at least a person who can help to find another job. Like this is one of the advantages of volunteering. Next slide. Okay, volunteering brings a lot of fun into your life because you spend time with friends, you spend time with people, you feel yourself happy, you do a valuable job, and of course you will feel yourself like as if you are getting fun, and this is really good. Also here I want to say that during your volunteering job, you can go to the places where you have never been before, and this also means that you can get a new experience. I think all the kinds of new experiences are kind of fun. Okay, next slide. Volunteering, as I said before, can help you be happier because it gives a lot of happy hormones like endorphin or dopamine, and so volunteering equals happiness. I can say so. Next slide. Okay, the first step in doing volunteering job is getting out from our comfort zone. So it means that volunteering helps us to get out from comfort zone. A lot of people, especially introverts, they feel some difficulties in getting out from comfort zone. But volunteering jobs can help to overcome their fears, overcome the stress, and so yes, this is a really good chance. Next slide. Okay, in this slide you can see the people who are known as the most famous volunteers. For example, Selena Gomez, Angelina Jolie, or Oprah Winfrey. I wanted to say with this slide that even a lot of famous people, they volunteer and they promote volunteering in their life. And I think they became famous not only because they were very, very talented or very, very hardworking, or because they devoted a lot of time to their own job. I think they became famous because they were very kind, they were very generous to give their time, energy for volunteering job as well. As we know, usually a lot of volunteering opportunities, they are free and you do not get any kind of salary from them. And these celebrities, these famous people also, they didn't get any kind of money from the volunteering jobs they did. However, they at least showed their kindness, and maybe that's why they are so loved by a lot of people. So this was the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Elianur. That was great presentation, very detailed information about volunteering as a type of social activism. So before we will start our Q&A session, let me remind you about Youth Council. So The C5+1 Youth Council is a diverse group of youth from Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, and Afghanistan. So every year, new C5+1 YC members from Central Asian countries and Afghanistan are selected among students representing local universities in Kyrgyzstan based on open competition, which includes application review and interviews, gender balance, diversity, and genuine interest in C5+1 Youth Council objectives. So currently, this organization network consists of 96 C5+1 YC alumna and 67 YC members. So the C5+1 YC reinforces the US Central Asia joint goals of the countering violent extremism, Central Asia business competitiveness, the C5+1 transport corridor development component, the Power the Future project, C5+1 supporting national and regional adaptation planning. So, dear audience, you may feel free to ask your questions to the speakers. So let's see. So here is the question. I guess it's for you, Tahmina. Yes.
So, through which steps do we conclude that the motivation letter is ready or strong enough to be submitted? So, as I mentioned, you should proofread it several times. If you are not sure about, as we know, we are not native speakers, so if it's like in English language, you can double check with any native speaker whom you trust and whom you want to get feedback, so they can proofread and check your grammar mistakes, your spellings, or the structure, or the things that you wanted to say, but you wrote it in different way. So you can check the structure, check the tone, the words, and the expressions that you're writing. Also, make sure that you're clearly stated your interest, your passion, your diligence, that is matched by requirements and by the objectives of the programs that you're applying for. And the structure is clear, so you have presentation where you introduce yourself, an introduction where you stated the reasons for applying for this position, then main part, content, and then conclusion. So make sure that you thank at the end the reader for their time and for their consideration. Also summarize your main points that you discussed about. Yeah, I think that would be enough.
Yes, thank you. And here is another question for you.
How you cite your passion in motivation letter? As the name itself says, it's motivation letter. So in CV or resume, there is a limited space, I would say, or there is no space for saying your motivation and passions that you want to say. And in motivation letter, it's kind of detailed, part of professional skills, personal characteristics that make you unique person for this, unique candidate or a strong candidate for this position. So I think when writing your skills, so you also at the same time show your passion that you are very interested in this and you want to be accepted.
Thank you. So here is the question for Elianur. So does volunteering require specific skills or it is a way of acquiring skills?
Actually, it depends on the on the requirements field, if it's needed and it's written that an organization needs somebody who have specific skills, it means that you need to have those skills and you need to do the job using your already gotten experience and skills. However, I want to say that even if you don't know anything, even if you do not have any proper skills, like you can just go do the job and acquire those skills.
Thank you. So let's see another question. So it's for both of you, Tahmina and Elianur. So how to write a motivational letter without having any experience for Tahmina, and what is considered as social activism for Elianur? You can just reply turn by turn.
Without any experience here, do you mean like writing experience or experience that is related to job or to your career or to the academic background? I think it would be more appropriate when we consider about writing, right? Can we clarify this question? So without any experience, I think it's very simple. So when you are very interested and you have researched well about the program and you are very familiar to what they are doing. So you say your enthusiasm and necessary interests or qualifications for being accepted. When you write with powerful verbs, with like real sounding action words, I think it would be not. I think writing motivation letter is not so hard, as long as you are very passionate and you know, like clearly the objectives and why you are applying for, and provide strong reasons for this. I think it would be enough.
Thank you, Tahmina. And Elianur, I guess it's your turn.
Social activism. I think social activism is a set of actions which we take to make a contribution for the development of the group that we want to develop. So yes, this is social activism. Actually, when we say social activism does not only include volunteering, but also a lot of charity work, or even if a person does his or her own job with love, with passion, it also can be considered as a social activism.
Thank you. I agree with you. So here is another question from the audience. Can you recommend maybe a website resource where we can find volunteering opportunities?
Volunteering opportunities. Actually, for example, in Kyrgyzstan, I don't know any specific website for searching for volunteering opportunities. I know some website for jobs like JobKG or Headhunter or Employment. However, for volunteering opportunities, I used to go to the Instagram or Facebook pages of different organizations, which were very interesting for me. Usually organizations, projects, programs, they publish posts about volunteering, and you can go to their pages and just wait for this kind of publications.
Yeah, thank you. So before we will end this session, let me remind about C5+1 Youth Council. So in 2016, with the U.S. Embassy in the Kyrgyz Republic collaboration, the American University of Central Asia has created a dynamic platform that brings together youth from all over Central Asia and Afghanistan with the diverse backgrounds, leadership skills, and mindsets for the positive change. Since January 2021, C5+1 Youth Council has been administered by the American Council for International Education, Kyrgyzstan. So the goal of the C5+1 Youth Council is to increase connectivity and foster leadership skills for young leaders through engagement on issues relevant to Central Asia and Afghanistan. And the C5+1 YC is a diverse group of youth from Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, and Afghanistan. So currently we have 96 alumna and 67 members, yes. So I would like to ask you to give some final recommendations for our audience, Elianur and Tahmina.
Thank you so much, Adina, for giving this opportunity to us to share our experience and to give some useful presentations. I hope it was useful for our audience. And I would say, for final remarks, today's world nowadays is in need of people who fight for equality, who promote peace, who promote security. I would highly recommend to our young generation, besides their academic activities, to be highly involved in volunteering, in social activism, in social projects, in these youth organizations as C5+1, and make contributions to the development of their society. So always move forward, strive for achieving your goals, stay positive and stay active. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tahmina. Elianur, could you
Okay.
give your insights?
First, I want to express my gratitude to everybody who joined today's session, and also thank you so much to Adina and Tahmina. And I want to say that today there was a question like what to do what to write in our motivational letter if we do not have any experience. For example, if you go to find some kind of job, or if you write motivational letters, even if you do not have any experience, you can do volunteering job and you can write about your volunteering positions, for example, volunteering experience. So I want to say that in today's world, I think the most necessary thing for us is to be kind, to be generous, to not be selfish, and think not only about yourself, but also about the society where we live and whose part we are. And that's why do volunteering job, write motivational letters, follow the pages of C5+1 Youth Council, and be happy.
Thank you, Tahmina and Elianur. Yes, let me express my gratitude to all of you. Yeah, I'm so proud of being, to know you, Tahmina and Elianur. I know that you are achievers and social activists who always care about future of our society. So yeah, thank you for your sharing experience. And before I end, I would like to encourage all of you to follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So there will be more opportunities for youth, like volunteer opportunities, and you can even participate in our events and projects. So stay tuned. Thank you again for everyone for joining and watching. See you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Yeah.